Television began here at Broadcasting House in Plymouth in 1961, when, you may remember, the world existed in black and white. Well, 13 years on, in 1974, Spotlight got the benefit of colour and a big new studio. It was a great leap forward, but of course the years take their toll, and towards the end of the 1980s, the equipment was wearing out. So the decision was taken to invest £4 million in the future of BBC television in the region, so we could continue to bring you the best in the southwest. Well, to allow that re-equipping, just over a year ago, Spotlight moved out and back into this, the original 1961 studio. Now, as television studios go, it's actually quite small, a bit of a shoebox, really, only about twice as big as your average living room. But it's been home to us, and we've grown quite attached to it. However, it's palatial splendour compared to the way our technical colleagues have been shoehorned in together to control each programme. They've been crammed into this old outside broadcast vehicle. Well, from Monday, it's all change. They finally get room to breathe in this new control room, full of the most modern equipment. And we move into our new home, back into the refurbished 1974 Spotlight studio. And as well as some very new technical gizmos, like these remotely controlled cameras here, what a little mover, we also have some new furniture, fixtures and fittings for the new improved Spotlight. And I suppose you'd like a sneak preview, wouldn't you? Well, seeing as it's you, here you are. Take a look at that. Now, I'm sure I've seen that chap on the left somewhere before, earlier in the programme.
Things are so state-of-the-art here now, we have cameras that don't need operators, computers in the newsroom that write scripts, and electronics that put amazingly lifelike presenters into the empty chairs of our studio. Flesh and blood presenters from a bygone age turned up for the wake, but may never want to return. They had a glimpse of the television of the next century, a multi-million-pound investment in the southwest, with which BBC Television seems to be making an emphatic statement.
Well, you're absolutely right. The television industry is slimming down at the moment, and the BBC is very much doing its share of slimming down. But I think when you do that, it allows you to focus on what really are your core activities, what is really at the heart of the organisation. And the most important single thing that the BBC does is news gathering. And that's why it enables us at this time, when we are focusing on these core activities, it's why we're able to spend this sort of money, £4.5 million, on refurbishing Plymouth and putting in this handsome new studio and new electronic newsroom, because it will enable the staff here in Plymouth serving the south and west to give a strong, modern news service for the next 15-20 years. I think it's a very important investment.
Do you have any difficulty at all in justifying the cost?
No, I mean, the equipment here was some 20 years old. I'm told that the engineers were nervous about switching it off in case it didn't come back on again. And it's absolutely proper that the BBC invests on behalf of the licence payers down here that kind of money to put in a modern news facility so that we continue to serve the licence payers of the south and west.
It's all state-of-the-art now, but with the pace of development in television, how soon might it be obsolete?
Well, that's true. Today's state-of-the-art is tomorrow's old equipment, but this is very modern equipment, and it will last here for many, many years. And I think it's I think it's an excellent investment for Plymouth, and it's worth every penny.